are a dog trainer and psychologist. Tell us a little bit about understanding the psychology of crazy little dogs.
Yeah, so if I clarify, I'm a dog psychologist, and that's just my funny title. The real way it works is, rather than traditional training where somebody's trying to train the dog, I go to people's homes and I actually sit very much like this, talking to the people, explaining what this little creature is that they've got in their house, which is tearing it apart or going crazy when they see another dog or somebody comes to the door. So it's understanding, almost helping the owners get inside their dog's brain and see it through their dog's eyes. Ooh. Because when you see it through your dog's eyes, you go, you know, this is honestly the most common thing that people probably say, is that makes so much sense. When they understand where the doggy's coming from.
And how is a dog psychology, you know, obviously it's different to a human psychology. What is the trick that people are missing when they overlook that?
The big thing that people are missing is, with dogs, you have to understand how to be the pack leader, which has got nothing to do with screaming or shouting or beating your chest or whacking or smacking the dog. It's, how does a dog choose who's in charge? And this is the bit that very, very few people understand.
How interesting. So how does a dog choose who's in charge?
Well, if I give you an example of how they don't choose, or one of the things we commonly think that this is how dogs is important to a dog, because the things which are important to a dog, we miss. And the things that aren't important, we really focus on. So I'm missing the important stuff. For example, when you feed your dog, what does everybody do when you're about to feed the dog? What do we all do?
I don't know. Oh, yes.
Sit.
Yes.
We all do it. Everybody does this with a dog.
Yeah. Why do we?
You tell me.
I don't know.
Because everyone else does. Because that's what you do. Have you ever seen in the wild the wolves, the alpha wolf, when they're feeding the wolves? They don't do that because that's not important. It means nothing to a dog when you get them to sit. Sure, they calm down a bit and we're getting them to do something. But it's like if you salute, if you can get your dog to salute, that doesn't mean that you're the pack leader. If your dog salutes to you every morning or bows, that's human psychology.
Right.
So, to take that same example of food and feeding, the pack leaders control the food. They control it. The pack leaders will eat first. They eat first in the wild, and then the next wolves will come and eat, sort of thing. So it's the order in which you eat with dogs which is so important.
Right.
That's just one little example of the sort of stuff. If we don't get that right, it's game over. There's no way you're actually the pack leader.
Yeah. What other stupid things are we doing because we think it's the right thing?
Where do I start? There's so many, and you know, when you start to go through them, it can break your heart because you see it through your dog's eyes and you think, oh, poor dog. No wonder the dogs are confused. I mean, a classic one is, you know, there's a noise next door, dog barks, ruff, ruff, ruff. And what do? Shut up, Rover, Rover, quiet. Dog goes, okay, ruff, ruff, ruff. Shut up, Rover, be quiet. Ruff, 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 I'm barking as loud as I can. Shut up, Rover, be quiet, I can't bark any louder. So we're just escalating the noise, we're shouting and screaming, Rover's shouting, I'm barking as loud as I can. What do we really want Rover to do?
Shut up.
Be quiet.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
so
be quiet.
I agree, shut up. So if Rover could say, what do you want? And we said, I want you to be quiet. Rover would probably reply, well, why are you screaming and shouting? Well, because that's how we do it as humans. When we want you to be quiet, we scream and shout, shut up, be quiet.
You're right. Humans are crazy. Humans are crazy.
You said it.
So, but actually one of the things that you say is that dogs are actually a lot like children, that, you know, the process is actually very similar. Tell me a bit about that analogy.
Well, let's take that exact analogy. I mean, how many times when our kids are misbehaving, be quiet, shut up, be quiet. And I mean, short term, sure, you might be able to scare you or shock your child into being quiet, but long term, do you think you're going to develop a child who's calm, quiet, and when something's going wrong, they have a calm way of dealing with it? Or are they just going to mirror what Mummy and Daddy do, which is when it's going wrong, they scream and shout? I mean, I've got a lovely dog called Jack, and he's a 1-year-old, he's huge, he's strong and powerful, and every now and then it's like, Jack, you know, you can't help it. Jack, get off, get out, Jack, you know. My 5-year-old boy, every now and then you hear it. Jack, Jack, get out of here. It's like, because I hear it, I know all he's doing is mirroring what he's heard.
So how do you stop your dog or your child from being rebellious, you know, barking or acting out or whatever they do?
It's a big topic. It's a big question.
Okay, 2-hour interview coming up.
Yeah. I think the nuts and bolts of it with children and dogs, I'm trying to cover both off here, is it's first of all, I think both children and dogs, they need to trust that you're going to look after their needs.
Yes.
You need to win their respect in a kind and gentle way, so they respect you and they know that you're going to follow through. It's your rules, you make the decisions. And then, of course, love.
Yeah.
And if you do that in a calm and gentle way, you'll get there.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to take shortcuts with dogs and children.
Yeah.
Just
haven't got time.
Haven't got time. Just knock it off. Slam your fist on the, squirt the dog in the face with some water. Get saucepan lids. Growl at the children. Bah, bah,
is the water thing, is that good or bad? Or...
Same as your children. I mean, if your children are doing some stuff you don't want, will water in the face work?
Yeah.
With some children, yeah, it will. But is there a better way?
Yeah.
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah.
Of course there's a better way than just, every time your child does something right in the face, in their eyes. Of course, some children will do what dogs do, and they'll open their mouth and go and laugh and love it.
Now, a lot of this intelligence is all packaged up in this beautiful book.
Yes.
I actually bought this long before I ever heard of you. So, I'm a big fan. And one of your biggest fans is in the audience right now. Roxy, come on. Roxy, come on.
Yep, she's saying there's definitely something up here. Good girl. Let's have a little look. Hey? Hey? Lovely little girl. I don't think she needs this one, does she? No. No, she's a good little girl. But that's what I call it. Quite a confident dog, to be quite happy to be picked up like that.
Is she?
Yeah,
oh, that's
confident
good.
And calm. And
that's good. She's kind of bored of it now, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, see ya. See ya.
Yeah, nothing happening over here. No food, no treats.
And so tell me, why did you write the book?
I think the reason I wrote the book was really to do with, I just kept stumbling across more and more people who kept saying, when I explained how the dog was working and thinking, more and more people are saying, I wish we'd known this stuff when we had the kids.
Yes, yes.
And there was one couple in particular who I could see the lady was almost crying because she really wished she just had a couple of these tips and understanding when she was raising her children, her daughters. And I knew personally, I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to use a lot of this when I'm raising my children.
Yeah.
And it's the energetics more than anything of it.
Yes.
That if you deal with the real cause of the problem, and this is the other interesting thing, the cause of the problem or the solution in the problem is you.
Yeah.
Rather than pointing the finger at the dog, saying it's the dog's fault, it's the child's fault, they're like this, what can I do, what can I change? And so I find myself, honestly, keep dipping back into my own book, because I know the stuff in there and I read it, I remind myself.
Yes.
Yeah, and it just keeps bringing it back on track, because it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of the method with the dogs and raising children. I think there's some real basics which we keep glossing over and missing.
Well, Dan, thank you so much for all your tips on being a great parent and a great pack leader. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.